is a list of our top tips that we've devised for when you're beginning the AS course. It's quite similar to the GCSE in the way that the exam is split up into reading and writing, speaking and listening. In terms of reading and writing, make sure that you keep on top of all the tenses and the vocab which you've learnt last year. So consolidate it and keep on revising it, even though you think you might already know it. It's always good to revise it and have a look over it, because you'll be learning lots of new stuff which you need to bear in mind as well. It's important because in the writing exam you'll have a gap fill, which is where you need to be able to recognise the tense you need and be able to conjugate it correctly in order to complete a sentence. This might seem a bit daunting at first, but it'll get easier as long as you keep on revising all your tenses. It's also important to make sure you learn all the necessary vocab when you're given it, and that you try and put it into your writing homeworks as soon as you get it, because you'll keep on using it and remembering it even more. And when you're in your writing exam, and even any essays you get given for homework, always try and use personal examples, even if they haven't really happened, even if you've just made them up. It's really good practice and it demonstrates the skills you have to the examiner.
For speaking and listening, first of all, for speaking, it's important that we practice for spontaneous questions in the exam, because we might get really unexpected questions, but yeah, remember to prepare for those. Also, it's essential that we utilize our speaking classes, either it's on the lesson or with Alfonso. Remember to prepare beforehand and practice with them. For speaking, it's also an important point that we have good pronunciation. Remember to speak your words clearly, for example, especially on the endings like AR or ER. For listening, we can also practice listening from our speaking classes and make use of our listening opportunities on Kabuto or other listening practices. It's also important that we keep an eye on our time management during exam, because we're having the listening on a CD player, so don't spend too much time on the listening, but remember to finish all the parts before going back to check. Yes, for speaking, it's the same, that we have to include examples, either personal or made up examples. That would make your content more better. So
these are our top tips for starting your AS